Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. Please remember to comment, like, and share. And in the news this morning for January 27, 2024, demon recaptured by police. The police have confirmed the capture of Demar Williams, also known as the Demon or Kai Kai, one of the 8 escapees from the Black River lockup in St. Elizabeth last year, June. The police say he is a known violence producer. They say Williams is identified as having close ties with a one-order gang, allegedly led by Fitzroy Matthias, also known as a Scuffler. His apprehension marks a significant development in our ongoing efforts to combat organized crime and to ensure public safety, the police say. The police say they are continuing efforts to locate and apprehend the remaining escapees and dismantle criminal networks. Man gunned down in Bog Walk. An investigation is underway into the murder of a man at a Church Road Bog Walk in St. Catherine on Friday. The deceased has been identified as O'Neill Brown, otherwise called Old Dog, a 34-year-old laborer of Pineapple Lane, Bog Walk. About 2 p.m., Brown was reportedly walking along the roadway when a car drove up and occupants fired shots hitting him. Brown reportedly ran a short distance and collapsed and died from his injuries. No motive has been established in Brown's killing. The Bog Walk police are investigating. 3 arrested for kidnapping and robbery of foreign nationals granted bail. 3 Portland men who were on kidnapping and conspiracy charges were offered bail when they appeared before the Port Antonio Parish Court on Tuesday. They are Sandre Phipps, Rolando Thomas, and Davian Henry. All 3 were offered bail with the following conditions: $300,000 with 1 or 2 sureties, a stop order in place, and the surrender of all travel documents. Additionally, they were also ordered to report to the Port Antonio Police Station. Phipps is to report to the Port Antonio Police Station on Saturdays and Thursdays between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m., Thomas on Sundays and Wednesdays between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m., and Henry on Tuesdays and Fridays between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. The 3 men were arrested and jointly charged for kidnapping, conspiracy to kidnapping, conspiracy, obtaining a benefit by menace, conspiracy to commit robbery with aggravation, theft to access device, conspiracy to aid any other person to commit an offense, knowingly obtaining identity information, and robbery with aggravation. All charges stem from an incident on December 17 when it was reported that 2 foreign nationals visited Winifred Beach in Ferry Hill, Portland. It is reported that during their visit, it began to rain heavily and both the complainants decided to leave. Upon leaving the beach, the complainants allegedly took a white motor car with the intended destination to be Port Antonio town. Upon reaching the Folly Main Road, the driver of the motor vehicle reportedly took the complainants to Folly Ruins, where they were approached by 3 mask-wearing men armed with knives. Both the complainants were reportedly robbed of their belongings, including 1 black wallet containing US $30,150, 1 debit and 1 credit card, 1 GoPro e-commerce valued at US $299, 1 black Samsung Galaxy S22 valued at US $1,000, and 1 blue iPhone 14 cellular phone valued at US $1,500, the police said. Police are continuing their investigations. Motorists should know after April how they will be refunded excess traffic ticket fines. Qualified motorists should know after April how they will be refunded the excess of traffic ticket fines paid during a 15-year period ending 2021. This after a landmark ruling by the Constitutional Court Friday that motorists who paid traffic fines that were illegally imposed and well above the rates stipulated in the original Road Traffic Act are entitled to a refund. The ruling by a panel of 3 judges was made following a class action lawsuit filed by software engineer Maurice Housen. Mr. Housen filed the suit after he was issued a $5,000 ticket for a speeding violation in July 2021, well in excess of the $800 fine set out in the 1938 Road Traffic Act. He contended that at the time he was ticketed, fines or fixed penalties for traffic offenses under the 1938 RTA had not been increased by the legislature or the transport minister as mandated in Section 116 of the statute. The court agreed. Attorney-at-law Gavin Goff of the law firms Myers, Fletcher and Gordon, which represented Mr. Housen, responded to the ruling, saying all qualified motorists would be entitled to a refund as set out in the court ruling. Attorneys for Mr. Housen and the government are scheduled to return to court in April to make suggestions for the judges to determine the mechanism for the refund. Mr. Gavin noted that the real challenge will be for motorists to provide a proof of payment for traffic ticket fines paid in excess over the 15-year period. He said some information that can assist motorists with providing proof of payment is available on the website trafficticketlookup.gov.jm. He said his law firm, Myers, Fletcher and Gordon, will in due course publish a statement advising members of the public on how to make contact for more information on the traffic ticket refund.
Myers, Fletcher and Gordon were the attorneys for the class, not just for Mr. Housen. The benefit and convenience of a class action lawsuit as this is that whenever an order is made by the court as to the mechanism for enforcement, it's something which will be binding and available to all members of the class unless you opt out. As long as you remain within the class, and as long as you qualify, being a motorist or an owner of a vehicle who received a ticket with an excess penalty, as long as you qualify, there's nothing else that you actually need to do. You don't have to file a fresh suit to get back your share of the refund.
Son grieves dad killed in truck plunge. As he watched a team of 7 doctors desperately try to save his father's life on Friday, Glenroy Pinckney began to pray. I started to say, God, if it is your will, let it be done and please help me. Make him stay alive. But after that, the doctors talking to us and I realized he didn't make it. The distraught man told the news. We can't find the words to explain. He was my everything, my mom, my dad. His father, 67-year-old market vendor Errol Mastin Pinckney, died from injuries received when the truck in which he and other vendors were traveling plunged over 150 feet into a precipice about 5 a.m. Friday. 6 others were injured. Even as they worried about relatives in need of medical care, family members made their way down the steep incline and scrambled to recover some of the precious cargo from which they make their living. For many in the community, they knew at least one person on the truck that never made it to its destination. Former market vendor Donna Wellington was among friends of the deceased and the injured who wept bitterly at the scene. The driver of the truck remains hospitalized and she is particularly worried about him. Him is so good to us. Him get out of bed all 3 o'clock and carry us to the Savannah Lamar market, Wellington told the news. I am so sad this morning. I was in my bed when I got the call, so I rush out and get a taxi and come out. All of us travel on the truck. Everybody on the truck is my good friend, she said. Member of Parliament for Westmoreland Eastern, Daniel Lawrence, said most of the injured farmers are from Pinnock Chaffon, where 2 Petersfield schoolboys, Zakeel McIntyre and Journey Robinson, died in a crash last November. Robinson's mother is said to have had produce on the truck and was waiting to be picked up by the ill-fated vehicle and taken to market Friday morning. They are still not buried and know this. Just imagine what is going through the community. Unimaginable loss. We are definitely feeling it, said the Member of Parliament. The entire Darlington area, even Jamaica, feels it, and it is really a great loss, he said. He has pledged to lobby for a retaining wall to be built, as residents have explained that there are often traffic mishaps in the area where Friday morning's crash occurred. Anything misses that corner, it gone over there, Lawrence said. Pinckney's death brings to 7 the number of males from the community who have died as a result of traffic crashes between last October and Friday. Councillor Jerome Backus of the People's National Party Darlington Division told the news that the community is overburdened by these fatalities. It is not easy on the community, family nor myself, he said, clearly distraught. It is not easy to be having so many funerals back to back in this community. I pray that one day all of this will cease, the counselor lamented. While Bacchus acknowledged an eyewitness's account that the truck appeared to be having mechanical difficulty before the crash, he also pointed to the role inadequate lighting could have played. I am appealing to the Jamaica Public Service to give us the street lights that they have promised us 4 years ago so we can light this thoroughfare from Darlington to Content, he urged. All that will likely be of little comfort to Glenroy Pinckney, whose grief over his father's death is made all the worse because he feels guilty. He told the news that he had persuaded his father to postpone plans for a Christmas wedding to his mother. I told him to wait until Easter for the wedding, Glenroy said as he wept. According to the police report, the crash was caused by a mechanical issue with the truck.